This is a brand new, unopened, and unactivated iPhone 16 Pro. The fan wrote their name and phone number on the back. Below, you can see this is a 128GB iPhone 16 Pro. As usual, we'll start by unboxing and testing the phone for the fan. First, I want to thank this fan for their trust. However, during our phone call, the fan kept worrying about whether we might swap out any parts. Today, I'd like to use this opportunity to address that concern. Please pay close attention and watch carefully. Also, today's storage upgrade is quite different from previous ones, so I hope you stick around until the end. Once the fan confirms that the phone is fine and there are no issues, we power it on to find the brand new unactivated setup screen. When we tap the exclamation mark at the bottom right, the displayed IMEI and SN need to match the ones on the back of the box. Okay. We'll skip the activation and go straight to the storage upgrade. Everyone knows about Apple's encryption technology, so, up to. Now, which components in the iPhone 16 series are encrypted? First, the bottom screws we removed, they can't be encrypted. These two screws can be replaced with no issues. We continue heating the rear glass, then pry open a small gap and remove the rear glass. If you think this video is great, please send TikTok gifts. Thanks. Seeing a small gap, we use a plastic opening pick to slide around the edges of the back cover to separate the adhesive. Then we open the back cover. In sight is the metal battery. First, protect the rear camera. The first step in disassembly is still to disconnect the power. We need to remove a few screws holding down the protective metal plate. Step 1, disconnect the battery. Then disconnect the flex cable linked to the back cover. Note that all these screws and retaining plates are encrypted, but this rear glass is currently encrypted on iOS 18. If you replace it with a third-party part or open it up, you'll get a non-genuine component warning. Let's look inside the chassis. This is the motherboard, this is its battery, the speaker, Taptic engine, the earpiece above the charging port, the front face ID module and rear camera, and the LiDAR scanner. To upgrade storage, we have to remove the motherboard and replace the flash storage chip. We unplug all flex cables connected to external modules on the motherboard. We also need to remove the earpiece and Wi-Fi flex cable assembly, taking out these few screws. Currently, this earpiece assembly can be replaced without prompting a warning. You'll notice that all components have a factory code on the back, each code corresponding to a single phone. At this point, there are 4 large screws securing the motherboard. We remove these 4 big screws, then remove the external card slot. The external slot has no serial number, so it can also be freely replaced. Now we can lift out the motherboard. Carefully lifting upward disconnects the display and touch flex cables. Then we disconnect the sensor flex cable and remove the motherboard. Let's look at the motherboard. We see QR codes on the shielding above. Almost every factory part has an ID code on the black sticker here. There's also a QR code inside the chassis. The battery is encrypted, replacing it triggers a warning. Rear camera is encrypted, triggers a warning. Front camera / face ID module is encrypted, triggers a warning. The charging port isn't encrypted and can be replaced. The speaker can be replaced, but some Taptic engines are encrypted. We also see a QR code on the internal chassis. Up top on the motherboard is the flash storage chip. Storage upgrading means swapping it out. We peel off the foam buffers on the connectors. Personally, I like removing the storage chip by hand after heating, but today, the iPhone 16 series milling fixture arrived, so we'll mill it off. First, we protect all surrounding areas to keep milling debris from getting into the chip or connectors. We mount the motherboard in the new iPhone 16 series milling fixture. Some people watch quietly while I repair phones, but secretly like, comment, share, repost, and follow such lovely people. Next, on the machine, we select iPhone 16 Pro Storage and click Run. The machine will locate around the storage chip, then it applies the first round of coating. Some people quietly watch me modify phones, but secretly send me gifts in the comment section. Such lovely people. Then we do a second round of finer milling. We still need to manually grind away a layer. After milling, we click Retrieve Material. We take out the motherboard to inspect it. Okay, it's perfect. Even though it's milled, you can see they leave a safety space around the edges. We need to remove that leftover margin around the storage chip. Some people watch quietly, but secretly like, comment, share, repost, and follow. Such lovely people. After removing it, we apply a little flux to the pad, then we drag solder each contact and smooth out the solder points, preparing for the new chip's installation. After cleaning the pads, we take out a new 1TB chip and apply fresh solder balls. Using a hot air gun, we melt each detail. Some people watch quietly, but secretly like, comment, share, repost, and follow. Such lovely people. After the chip is soldered, we apply a bit more flux to the pads, put the new chip in place, and heat. Once we lightly press on the chip and feel that bouncy QQ effect, That means all the solder points are melted and aligned. Then we let the motherboard cool down. Afterward, we peel off the protective tape around it. Today's chip sealing is different because we're now using original factory adhesive. The factory adhesive must be stored in a cold place, refrigerator or freezer. For 24 hours, taken from the fridge, we apply the original BGA black adhesive around the new chip, then wipe off the excess. The original adhesive needs to be baked at about 120 degrees Celsius for 20 minutes to cure. Once cured, we check under the microscope. It looks perfect, identical to the original. This black adhesive serves several purposes. 1. It keeps the capacitors and resistors around the chip from going loose. 2. It prevents the storage chip from coming loose. 3. It offers some water resistance. After finishing, we stick back all the foam and stickers. Earlier, we explained, now everything Apple can encrypt. They do encrypt. If you replace any encrypted chip, you'll get a pop-up on boot. So, ignoring moral and legal issues, even if someone tried to swap your part, they'd need a matching model from another disassembly, and it still wouldn't be perfect if it's an encrypted part. So there's no benefit or possibility of swapping your parts. Many people have doubts, but I understand. Today, I hope this clarifies everything, because non-encrypted items are just a charging port, PowerFlex cable, earpiece, and speaker. Everything else is encrypted. Some fans also ask if they can replace a completely fried motherboard, but since so many parts are encrypted, changing just the motherboard leads to screen warnings, battery warnings, camera warnings, Face ID not working, back glass warnings, etc. It won't be perfect, so Apple's encryption system makes a full motherboard swap unfeasible and pointless. I hope everyone understands. We clear away the old adhesive around the frame. Apply new frame adhesive, wipe everything clean, then close the back cover. We reinstall the external card tray and place the phone in the press to bond. After applying pressure, we remove the phone and secure the 2 bottom screws. Because we replaced the storage chip, the phone is now in DFU mode. We connect it to the computer and flash the latest iOS 18.1. After the system is installed, the phone reboots to the activation screen. We use our tools to activate it directly upon boot. There are no warning pop-ups. We test Wi-Fi, audio, Face ID, everything works. Going to About shows we've successfully upgraded a 128GB iPhone 16 Pro to 1TB. The maximum capacity for this phone is 1TB. Restores and system updates in the future won't be a problem. We do a final check of all remaining functions. Everything is normal. Many thanks to this fan for their support. If you like, double tap the screen. And if you haven't followed, please consider doing so.